Hey y'all, happy day to you. Hope y'all are doing good. Welcome to y'all come eat down here in my little Grecian, my garage kitchen that I love so much, and it's been like, I need to move a bed down here and just sleep here. It's so great. Anyway, so glad y'all are with us. We're gonna have a really fun show today. I've chosen today to be appetizer day because anytime I go to a restaurant, the first thing I look at is the appetizers. More often than not, I'll just choose appetizers for my whole meal, especially if they're fried. So we got a little fried stuff going on. We're gonna have deep fried broccoli cheese balls. I'm gonna make my almost world famous wings with a great orange glaze sauce on them. We're gonna make Grecian party squares and some lemon cookies that have a great story behind them. So we're gonna get started right now. If y'all don't mind, we're gonna start with the chicken wing sauce, which is really good. We're gonna start with 1.5 cups of water. We're gonna put in a cup of sugar. We're gonna put in a 1/2 cup of white vinegar. We're going to put in 5 ounces of Frank's original hot sauce. Yeah, it's gonna be a little spicy. Not that spicy because I'm just, I'm not really a spicy person. Well, not when it comes to food. And we're gonna let this come to a boil. Move Mom's pot out of the way. So I'm gonna set that right there and let that cook for a few minutes and let it just come to a boil. Stir it good, and while that's cooking a little bit, I'm gonna show you all this is really fun. Are y'all ready? I love oranges, but I hate peeling them. It wastes my time, and then I'm not even hungry for it anymore. Oh, look, it almost met too. Give me that other orange. I'm so mad right now. Pitch it over here. Okay. I cut too wide, I think. All right, y'all, pay attention. Here we go. Now watch this, y'all. You ready? Look, almost. It should have just come right off, but it did not. Look, there you go. Yeah, this is one of the 2 or 3 secrets to this incredibly good sauce that I love so much. Right, I'm gonna let that set for just a minute. That's about to start boiling. So as soon as that boils, I'm gonna put in 6 ounces of French's mustard, 2 ounces of ketchup, the orange, and then I'm gonna let that simmer for about 3 hours. And while that's simmering, we're gonna cook all the other stuff so it'll all be ready when everyone gets here this afternoon. I love going to restaurants. I love hanging out with my friends and my family. I've got some of both of those coming tonight. My brother-in-law and my sister and a really good buddy of mine that I've known for about 147 years. They're all coming over. And we're gonna enjoy ourselves. They're the people that mean the most, some of the people that mean the most to me in my life. And I'll tell you what's really cool. What I finally discovered at this ripe old age of, 30, that we weren't meant to do this journey alone. We can't do it by ourselves. God put a fail-safe for us in the fact that we can have community with other people that are like-minded with us, and we can have a really good time with them, be held accountable. They can treat you right where you are, love you right where you are, and that's the most important thing of all. For as far as I'm concerned, everyone is welcome at the table. We may not agree on everything, and that's okay, but everyone's welcome at the table. So while we're going today, I'm gonna tell you a couple of stories about some friends of mine that have meant a lot to me. I think there are people in your life that are great to be with, and they're always fun to be around, but there are some people that you've known for a long time that you need in your life. Like, you need them in your life. A couple of my really good friends, Carl and Shannon live in Joplin, and we went to school together. I sang at their wedding back in the 70s. They're really amazing people, and they're teaching at the school, and they asked me if I would do a Zoom meeting with their students, so I did, and it was really great. What I didn't know was that Carl had all of the students, all the people there, write a paragraph or 2 to me about their takeaway from the Zoom session. Y'all, I just sat there and cried. I think we don't spend enough time in our lives really affirming people, making them feel validated and important. And that did. I've got a book. I've got like a scrapbook in there, and every once in a while I'll add things to it that people have said about me that I don't think I deserve, but they give those things to me anyway. And so I store them away in this book. And every once in a while, if I'm not having a good day, if I feel bad, then I'll go pull that book out and I'll look at really nice things that people have said about me and to me. And I keep thinking, this is awesome and I love it, and it always makes me feel better. So if that's making me feel better, why am I not doing that to people on a daily basis when I'm around them. So I'm trying to make it a point to do that, to like spend more time just affirming people. We don't do that in our culture. You know, we always look for the worst in people before we can say anything good. That's why I think people are really uncomfortable when we say nice things to them. When we give them a compliment, they're uncomfortable because they don't think they deserve it. We're not used to getting that. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. All right? I think this is boiling. It's boiling. So I'm just going to add this ketchup and mustard. Again, 6 ounces of mustard, 2 ounces of ketchup. And then, what else was there? Oh, yeah, the orange. Come on. All right. Give that a good stir. There it goes. And that's just going to sit here for about 3 hours. You can do it 3 hours to 4 hours. I'll probably do it 3, because at about 2 hours, I'll put a little secret ingredient in there. Maybe a couple of secret ingredients. The orange is pretty secret. Man, this is good stuff, y'all. So that's going to sit and simmer for a while. Some of the liquid is going to evaporate out of it, but I'll thicken it up a little bit in about 2 hours, all right? So I'll put the lid on there. Jacob Biddle has never had, how old are you?
22.
He is 22 years old and he has never had blue cheese. So anyway, I talked to him into taking a bite. Y'all ready for this? Here you go. The whole thing, put the whole thing in. There you go. A new convert.
That smells like crap.
My all-time favorite dipping sauce to go with wings is, of course, blue cheese dressing. So I'm going to make some really good blue cheese dressing. So we're going to start with, this is not fattening at all. We're going to start with 1 cup, I'll put it over here, of sour cream. All right, perfect. Then I've got a teaspoon of sea salt. I've got a teaspoon of garlic powder and a half a teaspoon of ground mustard that I'll also drop in there. Let's see if it'll all fit in there. Oh, I want the spoon. Where'd the spoon go? Oh, it's in there. Oh boy, that would have been bad. That would have not been fun. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to put 2 teaspoons or thereabouts of wash your sister sauce. Yum. I'm just going to do that at low speed for about maybe a minute. So what is y'all's favorite salad dressing? Mine is blue cheese, obviously. I eat blue cheese on hamburgers. I eat it as much as I can. It's so good. Jacob Biddle over here, camera dude, had never had blue cheese before. Never. And I'll tell you what's even sadder than that. Neither one of them have ever had Duke's mayonnaise. There is no mayonnaise better than Duke's mayonnaise. I would challenge you to take a mayonnaise test, taste some other ones, and it is life-changing. It will transform you. It is the best ever. I eat on everything. 3 cups of mayonnaise. Okay, so just so you know, there's a bunch of people coming over. So I doubled this recipe. So if you don't need that much, if it's just for you and a couple of other people, half this that I'm telling you, because it'll work out better for you. All right. Now I'm going to let that mix for about 30 seconds. Down below, you're going to see a little button that says subscribe down underneath. Just subscribe. You'll know when I'm going to do something new and something fun. We're going to do these really professional with Caleb and Jacob videos for y'all to enjoy and have a good time with. And then there'll be some smaller ones interspersed in between with some little smaller recipes and things that I'll probably just shoot on my phone. Shoot on my phone. And so we'll do that some. So there'll all be something for you to watch. So just push the subscribe button underneath, and that'll be great. Also, if you have a good time with these videos, there's another button you can click on. It's for Patreon. You got a Patreon, and there are like 3 different tiers of things you can do if you want to help support this ministry, support this program for me. It's one of my favorite new projects. I love it. I love it a lot. And if you can't afford that, that's okay. I get it. The most important thing you can do is pray for this ministry, and I appreciate that every bit as much as the financial responsibility that it may put on you, but I believe in this. I believe that we're going to get the name of Jesus out, and that's the most important thing for me. This is 10 ounces of blue cheese, crumbled blue cheese. I'm trying to do this place where you can see it. Oh, I love blue cheese. I love the way it smells. Jacob does not like the way it smells, but he liked the way it tasted pretty well. So we're good. It's all good. All right. And I'm going to get that going. And I'm going to run that for a few minutes, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And then it's going to go in the fridge until it's time to serve it. The longer you can stay in the fridge, even overnight, that's great. It tends to, the flavors meld together. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to start with 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. This has a lot of mustard in it. Then I have a tablespoon of yellow mustard, a tablespoon of horseradish, a tablespoon of garlic, a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to plop that down in there. I got about 2 tablespoons of onion chopped up, a half of a bell pepper chopped up finely, about a tablespoon of celery chopped up finely. I'm going to put about a dash of Worcestershire sauce. I said it. Worcestershire sauce. About a dash, a little more. Good stuff. I'm going to put, just to surprise people, about just a smidge of cayenne. And smidge is a cooking term. Everyone says smidge. If you don't say smidge, there's something wrong with you. Okay, red wine vinegar. I'm putting a teaspoon of that in there. And I'm going to put a teaspoon of cider vinegar. Oh. Don't tell anybody. And I think that's it. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to mix that all together. Oh my gosh. This is going to be really vinegary, y'all. Okay. It's supposed to sit overnight too, but I don't have the time for that. Nobody got time for that. Okay. Yeah, it'll work. It's going to meld together for a while. I'm going to get the stuff together. I'm going to wash my hands and get the stuff together for our next recipe that I'm really excited about. Y'all are going to love this one. This to me is the star of the show. I am so excited. I've wanted this recipe for years. All you folks in White County or even surrounded areas or even some around the United States and the world are real familiar with a sandwich shop that used to be in Searcy called the Cookie Basket that was owned by my buddy Ginger Damaris. And she made the best cookies. She had her mom, Mama Rita's recipes for these cookies, and people literally came into that little sandwich shop just for the lemon cookies. And I have begged Ginger forever for that recipe, and she finally relented and the oven's ready. And finally sent it to me, so I'm so excited. Let me get that started. There you go. Ginger has been in our family for as long as I can remember. When we were younger, when we were little kids, we moved around so much that we were going to different schools sometimes 3 times a year. So it was really hard on us. When we moved to Searcy back in 1970, my little sister Jackie was in the 2nd grade. I'm not even sure what grade I was in. I was like 8 years older than her. But she was in the 2nd grade and she was so nervous. We were always so nervous in school to even ask questions. So Jackie was terrified to even ask for the bathroom. So little Jackie tinkled in her seat and they got her cleaned up and they went outside to recess and Ginger walked up to Jackie and said, well, I guess I'm going to have to be your friend now since obviously nobody's going to want to. Jackie and Ginger have been best friends since then. They are doing stuff together all the time. They go out to lunch together. They go thrift shopping together and I'm never invited, but I'm not resentful. I promise you, if you make these for anything, you're going to be the hit of wherever you go. These are magic. They're so good. Are you ready? 2 cups, dos cupos. I don't know if I just cussed or not. 2 cups of Crisco, 4 eggs, and 3 tablespoons of lemon extract. Now that seems really simple, and it is. Then I'm going to take the bowl. And here's one of the magic things about this thing that you have to remember. This mix, the trick to it, I'm going to put it on medium, and we're just going to let that beat for a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to turn it up to high. And when it gets up to high, you just let this thing go forever. When you think you've let it beat enough, you have not let it beat enough. So it needs to look like ice cream. It needs to be so fluffy that it's crawling up the mixer, the sides of the bowl. I'm going to sift all this together. Half a cup. 1 cup. Don't let me forget. That's 3, right? 3 cups? Okay. You're shaking your head like you don't know. Caleb. This really scares me because I'm going to do Ginger proud. She's proud of this recipe, and I'm so excited that I have it. It's like in my regular rotation now because they are so unbelievable. Got the flour, got 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. That is all right in here. Did I get the salt in there? I don't think I did. Okay, so that's the cream of tartar and the baking soda. I'm going to get like a little bit of salt. Ugh. About ½ teaspoon of salt is going to go in. That was supposed to go in here. The salt was. Oh, well. Oopsie. If you want to make these chocolate, you just do 4 cups of flour and a ¼ cup of cocoa, and then do everything the same. By the time this gets through, you want it to look like soft serve ice cream. That's what you're looking for. So I'm going to slowly add the flour. Dang, man! Ginger, don't be watching this. I promise that in spite of all this, they're going to still turn out good. I promise. Watch and see what happens. I'm going to put some parchment paper on there. That parchment paper is actually sitting down better than it normally does for me. This should make about, 3½ to 4 dozen. And what you're going to want to do is, I'll put them in the oven at 350, and then I'll set the timer for 7 minutes, and then after 7 minutes, I'll turn them around and give them another 7 minutes. This is my favorite part, y'all. What's this? This is so great. Okay, see how they're all domed up? Are you ready? That is awesome. Isn't that fun? All right, I'm gonna set these to the side. I'm gonna put in this other batch right here. I'll start that process all over again. So it's 7 minutes in there. I'll turn them around, cook them for another 7 minutes, and then I get to pound them. Just releases so much anxiety and angst and stress and fear and shame and guilt, all in one. I'm gonna take 4 tablespoons. I'm sorry, let me take that back. I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons. No, shut up, Tim. 4 tablespoons of milk. Y'all, I promise I've not been drinking. 2, 3, 4, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. 1 dose. Perfect. So I'm going to make a little roux. 4 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to pour that into the sauce. Come here, Jacob, you want to watch over this? See, right now it's kind of really juicy, and that would not stick very well to buffalo wings. So I'm going to pour that in, give it a good stir. There you go. I'm gonna let that sit for just a minute, and while that's happening, a cup full of sour cream. Now again, what the sour cream is gonna do, it brightens all the flavors and everything that's in this sauce, the orange, all of it. But it also takes a little bit of the sting out of the heat. So if you wanted some more heat in it, you can put a little bit more Franks in there, or if you want to put a little bit of cayenne pepper or some red pepper flakes, you can do that. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna put this in there. Carefully. Beautiful. I will whisk that in. You can see it's already starting to thicken up because of the cornstarch. It becomes really nice and glossy, and that orange just adds a good sweetness. And so this is going to go for about another 45 minutes to an hour. Look at how much thicker it's getting already, man. Put all this stuff up. That's the last that we do on the sauce. It's going to be good. We'll just let it keep going for a while. Okay, gang, I've got the last dozen cookies in the oven. We're going to have 4 dozen total. But while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and make the icing for it, y'all. Okay. 1 package of cream cheese, 1 stick of butter, and of course, I'm using Kerrygold salted. I'm putting in about a tablespoon of grated lemon zest, probably a little bit more, but that's okay because it's lemon. And then I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice that I just grated. I'm just going to let that spin for a little bit. So I've got lemon juice, lemon zest, cream cheese, butter. I'm about to have a bunch of powdered sugar in there. How can it be bad? Lift it up, and I'm really going slow with the powdered sugar, really slow. All right, we'll start it on low. I ain't messing this up, y'all. I ain't doing it. So this icing is just full of lemon. It's tart, it's super sweet. So I'm about to get the wings ready to go. They're supposed to be really dry before I put the seasoning on them. And so I patted them dry, but they still feel a little bit wet, so here we go. I finally have a reason to use a hairdryer. The first guests have arrived. Hey, sister! So I'm putting the wings in a bowl now that they're like pretty much dry, not exactly, but they're close enough. I'm gonna take this seasoning, which by the way, is 4 tablespoons of baking powder and 2 tablespoons of seasoning. You can use Cavender's, I use Cavender's or a Creole. I use Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, which is really good. So I'm just gonna pour that over. And the reason I'm using baking powder is because I'm not frying these, I'm putting them in the oven. And so the baking powder crisps them up just like this fried, all right? So I'm just gonna mix those up good. Mix it good. Pussycat, pussycat, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put those in there for 20 minutes. I'm gonna get started on the 3rd appetizer. Okay, y'all, I am starting a new, this next appetizer. I've got 1.5 cups of really finely chopped broccoli florets that I steamed for just about a minute with a little bit of water. And then I've got 1 cup of Colby cheese that's shredded, which is almost impossible to find. You can find Colby Jack everywhere, but Colby cheese by itself, hardly anywhere. Anyway, cup of Colby, cup of cheddar, and I think that's all I have in there right now. Yep. So I'm gonna put 1/4 cup. Oh, hey, panko breadcrumbs. Oh yeah, and there's like 4 ounces of Velveeta in there. I didn't use it as a cheese because it's really not. I mean, it's like its own food group. For me, it's kind of the Velveeta and bacon are the foundation of my pyramid. So, okay, so I've got that in there, and I think I'm just gonna mix that up real quick. Broccoli, yeehaw. Now I'm just gonna reach in the refrigerator, I'm gonna grab 1 egg. I'm gonna use it as a binder. Look at those bad boys. I'm just gonna scoop these up. Got some Colby cheese, got some cheddar cheese, got some Velveeta cheese, got some broccoli, got some panko breadcrumbs, got an egg to bind it all together. I'm gonna put as many as I can on this plate. That made exactly what it was supposed to make. I love it when it happens. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take my little clean hands that I just washed, by the way. Thank you very much. And roll them in little balls. So I'm gonna take these, now look how cute those little things are. I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. I'm gonna get the oil ready to go. And then I'm gonna work on the last appetizer. That will be pretty quick. That'll happen fast. So here we go. I'm running out of room in here, y'all. I'm running out of room. I have one package of frozen spinach that I have thawed and I have squeezed to death to get all the juice out of it. I'm gonna take a half a cup of mayonnaise. It's a half a cup of sour cream and a half a cup of mayonnaise. Of course, it's Duke's mayonnaise. Y'all better be getting Duke's mayonnaise, that's all I'm telling you. Okay, I've got the artichokes, water chestnuts, feta cheese, mayonnaise, sour cream, soup mix. Gotta get the soup mix. Feta cheese. This is 6 ounces or one package of already chopped up, crumbled up feta. And then I'll have one more, and it's almost done when I get through with this one. And we'll be good to go, y'all. So I'm gonna take one package of soup mix. Oh, thank you. Gosh, she's always there. You're always right there when I need you. I hate that you're so pretty and has all that smarts. I hate it. We've never gotten along. One package of vegetable soup mix. Gosh, it looks so good. This is one of my favorite things, and I have not made it in so long. That's why I'm having to look at the recipe a little bit, because it's been forever since I've made it, but it's the perfect appetizer, y'all. I'm hoping that y'all will notice that every time I do an episode or when I do a video of my own on my own phone, there's always a new towel behind me that has a cute little saying on it, or a funny little saying, I hope. But my buddy, Sarah Vaskov in San Luis Obispo, California, has this great little gallery called Hands Gallery. And she has all these. And so I ordered, when I knew I was coming, I already had 2 of them, but I called her and told her I wanted like a lot of them. So I got like 23 and she gave them to me pretty much. Almost completely gave them to me. So she gets a credit at the end of this show, all of them for that matter. So anyway, every time you watch, there'll be a new tea towel back there. Look at that. Looky. Looky, Jacob. Oh. Dang it. Huh?
I got it.
Oh my God.
We're using it.
It just. And this next one, I'm gonna try to see? I'm gonna put these 2 eggs. Dang it, man. I've spilled anything that's like powdery today, I've spilled. Plain panko breadcrumbs, and I think there's probably an actual measurement for these, but I'm just rolling, so it's all good. So I have like 2 muses in this world. Oh, well, you know, my sister, of course, is one. But then Leanne Morgan, not Lori Morgan. If you've not seen Leanne.
We went to see.
Oh, we went to see Leanne Morgan. I have 3 muses, my sister, of course, and then Leanne Morgan, I adore her. And then Joanna Gaines is the other one. And Joanna Gaines, I met a friend, I hope this was true, but a friend of hers that in Little Rock that she knows was in the Bramble Market where I used to work. And this friend came in and said she was in Joanna Gaines' wedding. And so she took a book of mine and she was going to give it to Joanna Gaines. I hope she did. I hope she wasn't totally lying to me through the whole thing, but we'll find out. I will, or maybe not. Maybe we won't. So now I'm going to take this Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to spread some over the top of this. So this is kind of maybe the faux healthy appetizer we're going to have. Roll them in some flour, some egg, and some panko breadcrumbs. And I'm going to drop them in the oil, which is about at 375. And while they're cooking until golden brown, I'm going to get 4 more ready. Back in the summer of 1975, I joined a group of college students on a trip to East Brunswick, New Jersey, where we spent 2 months holding vacation Bible school for local kids. 8 of us spent the entire summer living in the preacher's home, where the garage doubled as the church auditorium. Close to the end of our journey, our team leader gave us a surprise exercise during one of our group devotionals. He wanted us to make a list of all the good qualities we observed in each team member's character, what we recognized as God-given strengths and gifts. Over the years, I've processed that experience, and I've never forgotten the eternal impact it made on my heart. When the exercise was first explained, sub-zero collywobbles coursed through every vein in my body. I don't remember the comments I made about the other members of the team, or even the comments made about me. What I do remember? Fearing that when the group leader called my name, there would be a deafening, dead silence from the others. I was horrified that everyone would surreptitiously glance around, covertly praying that someone would conjure a positive character trait to pin on me, or that in trying to be benevolent, they would utilize trite, obviously impossible attributes. I am convinced that one day you will be President of the United States. Yeah, right. Me, who couldn't pass college algebra. Or, I will be shocked if you haven't saved millions of Tibetan monks in Kyrgyzstan from being obliterated by a raging tsunami or a black hole or a wrinkle in time. Then everyone would nod a little too briskly and affirm a little too loudly the fake sentiment behind the statement. Or, unable to appropriately apply any marginally acceptable qualities, they would take the opportunity to point out all my idiosyncrasies and character defects and give me pointers on how I might fare better the next time I was a participant in a similar exercise. But none of that happened. As I look back, I remember every person's expression as we went around the room and validated and verbally appreciated one another. Most of those expressions, I'm sure, reflected the same fear and apprehension I experienced just before my name was called. As the exercise continued, a completely different spirit filled the space. Tears fell from every eye as humble holiness enveloped that small living room. Every person there received a cherished gift, a permanent heart tattoo, pinning a value tag on every soul that read, Priceless. God didn't set us up for an angry rejection, but for salvation by our Master Jesus Christ. He died for us, a death that triggered life. Whether we're awake with the living or asleep with the dead, we're alive with Him. So speak encouraging words to one another. Build up hope so you'll all be together in this. No one left out. No one left behind. Hey y'all, thanks for joining me on Y'all Come Eat on this episode here in my Grecian. I want to thank my sister and my brother-in-law and my buddy Karen for coming down and being with me tonight. And of course, Caleb and Jacob for the exceptional job that they do. And I know that Caleb is going to do an exceptional job of editing. This is going to be the biggest blooper reel ever. I don't even know how much he's going to leave in it, but everything was a bloop. Bloops from hell everywhere. So, thank you for joining. I'm not supposed to be eating this. Angie Landers, my coach, my health coach, you're not watching this. I'm not eating much. I'm eating one of everything and then one of everything. So, but thanks for being here. If you've had a good time, y'all, just subscribe. Punch below, punch on subscribe. It's free. You're not gonna have to pay a cent for it. It'll just let you know whenever I'm doing something new. And thank you so much for going to Patreon if you can and checking that site out. And if you want to, I'd love to hear from y'all. Leave a comment below. Leave a comment and let me know what you liked, what you really enjoyed, and I'll try to put the recipes in the comment section. And I'm just glad y'all came because I'm tired of washing dishes. So
I did it.
Jackie did it, my sister.
Actually, I never do.
She does not do.
I do not wash dishes.
Listen, last time she and Randall, my niece-in-law, came and cleaned the whole place. She never does that. You know what? Jim has to separate her clothes for her in the laundry.
I have the best housekeepers.
So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much. God bless your week. And I will see y'all next time. Next month sometime, where I'll have some other friends over for dinner. I think I'm making Tuscan chicken next time.
You don't know about me for that?
Well, you can come. Yeah. Jackie will be here.
Holla.
There you go. Yeah. Holla. Okay, y'all. Love y'all a lot. Have a good weekend. God bless y'all.